You may think that your identity is who you are, but it's not. In fact, I used to think the same thing myself until I was in this leadership program and I saw a question that changed my life. The question was, are you ready to let go of who you have become so that you can be who you truly are? And it was like a whiplash double take moment because until that moment, it had not occurred to me that I could let go of my current identity to take on another. Now, what exactly does identity mean? So, your identity is basically a set of qualities, beliefs, personality traits, appearances, and other expressions of your characteristics. Some of these things you can not change, it's true, but others are 100% in your power to shift if you choose to. So imagine you have this identity as a high achieving, go getting, very rational, dependable, strong woman. And that identity has actually served you a lot, at least you thought so, in the corporate world, which is dominated by men. And right now, you're finding that things are becoming a little harder. You are beginning to feel overwhelmed. You're not feeling a lot of fulfillment in your relationships. And you're actually deep inside, although you may not admit it to a soul, yearning for more intimacy, openness, vulnerability, and just more of that feminine essence of yours to be expressed. However, you're finding this difficult because you find it difficult to reconcile the idea of the beautiful, phenomenal feminine and the successful, go-getting high achiever. So, what I'm here to say to you is this. At every stage in your life, things may change. You may decide that you want to go for something different. It may be that you're truly on track. However, the exact strategies that have brought you where you are now may absolutely be holding you back from going where you want to go. And this is why it's so important to keep revising. Where do I want to go? Destiny. And is my identity a match for that? If it's a match and there's alignment, awesome. If it is not, know that you have the power to shift. This does not mean that you're betraying your true essence. You're simply basically expressing parts of yourself that you may have suppressed and letting go of parts of yourselves which may be showing up as saboteurs, because now you're going to flip them into what we call the sage. So it's very important that you really realize that until you become the person who already has that dream, that goal, that vision that you desire, then you're not going to have it. It is essential that your personality is what then will bring about your personal reality. So if you're not willing to let go of the old personality and embrace the new personality, then you are not going to have a new personal reality. I absolutely love to see and witness the shifts that many women have when they do that introspective journey to reconnecting with their true self so they can show up as the powerhouses that they are, not only experiencing extremely amazing success in their professional lives, truly creating impact, having amazing influence, inspiring others, which is all great, but also filling their cups on a personal level and really creating those beautiful, deep meaning relationships that they want as well. You can have this too. You don't have to sacrifice love, joy, health, and fulfillment at the altar of success. It is possible to really have peak performance, not only professionally, but personally. In order to do this, the work is one, seeing what the saboteurs may be. So those strategies that used to work that don't work anymore, those are your saboteurs. Secondly, truly looking at them without shame, blame, or guilt so that there's no resistance and you can truly surrender, accept this is exactly what the status quo is. Emphasis on status quo. And then the third thing is to say, okay, now I have seen what my saboteurs are. What are the aspects of my identity that are actually saboteurs that are not serving me? And I have just accepted what they are without trying to be the defense lawyer of why I need to keep them. Now I can step into shifting that identity intentionally to match the life that I want to have. So this is another way of basically saying you get to be, then you get to do, then you get to have. Because that woman who is showing up in a certain way, being a certain way, will be able to do things that the woman who doesn't show up that way, who does not have that identity, will show up. I'll give you an example. So imagine that you walk into a room and there are lots of very handsome men, and you feel confident, you know you're beautiful, you know you're charismatic, you love yourself, you don't need that external validation. You just know that you're a beautiful person and that people gravitate towards you. The way you walk into that room with your head held high, with a smile, making eye contact will be different from a person if that person believed that they were not attractive, one, that nobody was interested in them, that maybe even people thought they were unattractive, right? They had no confidence in themselves, in their physical beauty, in their charisma. And as a result, they go into the room with their heads hanging, avoiding eye contact because they're already preparing for rejection. So the way you are, your way of being, your belief systems will absolutely influence how you show up, what you do. And this will definitely influence what you have. I was watching something the other day, and there is a very young swimmer. He's well, he's in his teens, and he's basically actually beat Michael Phelps' records, which is a huge deal. However, what really impressed me about this young man is he was already great at what he did, but he decided to write an email to Michael Phelps' coach to ask whether it was possible to get a scholarship. And I thought, what an incredible young person. If he had no confidence in himself, or he was living in a universe that was unfriendly, meaning, oh, nobody's going to accept me, why will they want me? I'm not going to bother wasting my time, then he would not be doing the amazing things he is doing today. So he already had raw talent, but it took courage, it took confidence to reach out to this coach who is now coaching him. So he's even better than one of this guy's idols. So your way of being is what will determine, in many ways, the amount of impact that you make, the amount of influence that you have, and the amount of income that you're going to generate. And in addition to that, whether you can do all of that without overwhelm, whether you can do all of that and still maintain beautiful relationships, knowing that you matter, so you actually keep the connection. And also, it's really about understanding that it's not about needing more time. You get to shift your identity into understanding that it is not about more time. It is about being highly discerning. So you are so discerning about what you do that you focus on that 20% that generates the 80% of the results. As a result of that, you don't need as much time as you used to, which liberates more time for the people and the things that you love. I'd love to know what resonated with you. When you shift your identity, you shift your destiny. And in order to shift your identity, it is essential that you're able to identify any saboteurs that may be preventing you from achieving your goals. Once those saboteurs are identified and they're accepted, then you are in a position to shift into the version of you that will bring you the life that you desire. You truly deserve a life that you celebrate, and there is no need for you to tolerate things simply because you're under the false belief that you are not good enough to have them. I'm excited about this work. I am so excited just to hear what shifted for you today. Who do you know that you have become that is no longer supporting you in achieving your goals? And are you ready to do the work of letting go of the old so you can intentionally create the new? I cannot wait to connect with you. And in the links, you're going to find a really powerful assessment that will help you in identifying what your unique saboteurs are. When you fill that in, send it to me. It'll be great to connect. My email is below. Love and light. Take care.